any other common or surprise problems that you have found when doing these home inspections?
Radon.
Okay.
We
Now that's
test for
dangerous,
radon.
right? That's pretty well known to be cancer causing.
It is. According to the EPA, it's the second leading cause of lung cancer behind cigarette smoking.
Wow.
And it's a silent killer because you can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't taste it.
And
The
we
only
live
way
in an area of the country where it's rather common, correct?
it is. To date, I have yet to not find it. It's just a matter of what level it's at. Once it's above 4 picoliters, then it's the EPA suggests mitigation. And there are certain areas that have it really high. So, and the thing about it, it's funny. Your neighbor can have it, and then you not. Even though it may be in a general area, you really need to test each individual house because there's a lot of different parameters that can affect it. And that's based on the age of the home, how the home was constructed, how often you run your heat and air.
Can
Because
this change within a particular home? Could maybe
it
when I
can.
built the okay.
Absolutely. Seasonally, it changes, and it's based on barometric pressure, stack pressure, which is a pressure that builds up in the house, and that's based on how often you use your heat and air. Because whenever the return air is called for, it pulls that subsurface gas out of the ground, so that can elevate the levels. In my experience, I've found that the closer you are to the ground, too, generally the higher the reading. Basements tend to read a little higher. Slabs are the next, and then crawl spaces tend to fare a little better. But it doesn't mean that any one is necessarily any better than the other. It really is just based on what's present. But the closer you are to the ground, generally you'll get a higher reading. So yeah, there's a lot of factors that come into play, and that's why it helps to test. And then if you do get a radon mitigation system, every 5 years or so, they should be checked again to make sure they're working properly.
Yeah.
You plug it in and say, hey, I'm done. But, if you have problems with the fan, the radon will come back to above an acceptable level. So they should be tested every 5 years.